this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop with another preview of a crowdfunding game for you. This is Fishing Lessons, an upcoming Button Shy game. I'm going to do a couple playthroughs because this one's very quick, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the game overall. And a reminder that we never accept compensation for our crowdfunding coverage. We just want to help you make an informed decision. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month, top 10 lists, that kind of thing. We also have a separate streaming channel for even more content. You can also listen to our weekly podcast or join the conversation on our Discord. So the theme behind Fishing Lessons is that a family member has died who used to go fishing a lot, and you choose one of 6 of the family members, and they go out and try to fish. But each one has their own unique goal they're going for, certain types of fish they want to have face up in the lake. You've got these lake cards that all start face down, and they have different combinations of fish on the other side. And you need to have the exact fish indicated face up whenever you're going to win the game, and all the other fish have to be face down. So you can't have anybody that doesn't relate to your goal or like too many of the fish for your goal. And you mark where you are in the lake with your little family member card. It'll move around above the cards. And both the movement and the flipping of cards to reveal their fish sides is handled through this little deck of lesson cards. You have 3 lessons in your hand at a time, and generally all of them will move you a certain number of spaces and or flip some of the cards. And flipping the cards can both flip them to show their fish side, but it can also flip them back face down, because again, you need to have the exact indicated fish showing to win. And how the gameplay actually goes is you play 1 card a turn, but you have a few options with that. You can first of all play the card either to the left or the right, and if you already have like a row of cards, you can slot cards in. And then you resolve your little program of cards. You go top to bottom, left to right for each of the cards. But alternatively, when you play your card, you can replace a card in the line to kind of change up what you're doing. And after you've played your 1 card and resolved all of your cards, you draw set your back up to 3 cards. And eventually, when the draw deck totally runs out, you have 1 final turn to try to win the game. Now, when you win is based on your difficulty setting. In easy mode, you win the second that you have your stuff fulfilled and you finish resolving 1 card. So even if other cards remaining in your row would mess up your pattern, you still win the game on easy. On normal difficulty, it's pretty much the same thing, except you need to have everything correct when you get to the end of your line for the entire round. So once all cards are resolved. And then finally, for hard mode, you need to be winning when the game ends, when the final lesson card has been drawn and after 1 more final turn. So you need to kind of set things up so that they will be in the right place when the game finishes up on that specific round. You can also make the game harder with some other rules. You can start on a dock on the left side, and then to win the game, you not only have to resolve all the other stuff I just talked about, but you have to also be back on that left space to finish up. You can also play at night, which limits the number of times you can replace cards to twice per game. Or you can even play on a cloudy night where you can only replace cards once per game. So lots of ways to kind of change up the difficulty. But that's how the game goes, so let's jump in and show you some fishing. So for the first game, I'm going to play on medium difficulty, where I just have to finish out a round with everything correct to win. And I'm playing with Aria, the daughter. She needs to have every card face up, so she doesn't really care which fish are where. She just wants to get things going. All right, so let's see. I've got a mix of things here. Let's start out with one that flips a whole bunch of things. It gives me some nice movement options. So I can move 1, 2, or 3 spaces in either direction. And by the way, you can try to move beyond the side of the board. You just stop at the edge. And actually, in this case, with her just trying to flip everything, let's just move the full 3. She clearly can't flip something 2 to her left, but she can flip the 1 directly below her and 1 to the right. So boop and boop. And you'll see they have these little labels and like names of the fish. But again, for Aria, she doesn't care. She just wants to flip everything. And I draw back up to 3 cards. This one actually combos sort of nicely with my other one. Well, not really, because I would have to move before I use it. But whatever, let's try it out. So first I can move 1, 2, or 3. Let's go ahead and go the full 3. That means I'm flipping that one back face down, but these both face up. Then I have to move the full 3. Guess some of this play doesn't seem as good. Let's go back over this way. And then I can pick this one or this one. Let's try that one for now. Let's try adding another card. I'm not sure if this is going to work out. 1 or 2. Let's go 1, then flip this. Then 1, 2, or 3. Let's really get over to the edge here. So we're losing that one, but flipping both of these. And then if I move all the way to the right, I can do 2 to the side. Okay, we're getting a little bit closer. So I'm going to look at my current program before I choose to do anything else. So this one I would go 1 over, and I could flip that. Then I could move... I really need to replace this one. It's just flipping too many things. Let me try replacing it with this really minor one, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to move 1 or 2. I'll do that. Flip this one. Then I immediately flip this one. Then I have to swap 2 face-down cards for other people that would matter, but clearly for Arya, she doesn't care. Then I move exactly 3. Ah, darn. If I moved 2, it would have been perfect. All right, so with 3, if I end up here, yeah, this is not necessarily great. Let's do it like that, I guess. And we only got a couple more rounds left. Come on, Mike. So let's see. If I moved 1 here, then this would flip that up. Then I'd also flip that one up. So this side would be good. Then if I moved 3 there, I could flip that to be good, but that would go back. So I'd need like there and there. Do I have anything? Ooh, there we go. I think that does it. So actually, we would have almost won on hard with this because we only had 1 more card to draw. But yeah, okay, so let's see. It was boop and boop for the first card. Flip this one and swap 2. We don't care for the second one. Then move 3. And which one was it? Oh, never mind. I don't know what I was thinking. This is definitely not winning at all. Let's see. Let's do that and that. And then we flip that and that. We can either peek at a card or move 1. Do I want to move 1? I don't think I do. Okay. All right, so we are going to the final turn. Great. All right, it took a little while of thinking that I just took off camera, but I think this replacing that might do it. Let's see if I've got it right. So I go 2 over here. I flip that face down. This forces me to flip it face up. We'll ignore the swapping. I don't see if I did this right. I flip to the left and upside down with that one. Then I move 1. There we go, baby. Okay, I did do it correctly. And then it doesn't matter. We can move or peek. But on medium difficulty, although technically that was also hard difficulty, it's sort of equalized out. Because that was the final round, I have completed Arya's objective of having every single card face up. I am done. But let's do one more play before we get to my thoughts. This time we'll kick things up a notch. We've got Jaden, the grandson. Need to have 4 S's, all 4 S cards, and nothing that doesn't have an S on it. I'm playing with the Doc and Nighttime variant, and on hard mode. This is among the hardest ways to play the game. So Doc, remember, means that I need to be back all the way on the left to finish, and I start on the left. Hard mode means I need to have my fish correct on the final turn, and also, again, be back at the dock. And Nighttime means I can only replace cards up to twice, otherwise I have to keep on adding them. All right, so we need to track down those S's first. So let's start out with this one, and we'll do a fact-finding mission. Okay, there's 1 S. That's not an S, so that has to be face down for us to win. So then we move 1 or 3. I guess 1, and then I can flip both of these over, hide that one, and see what that one is next time will work. And then I think I'd like to move for my second card. So yeah, first we'll do the playing with his head. So I'm going to hide this non-S card and see what this one is. That's also an S. Okay, so those 2 we need and 2 more over here. Then I can move 1 or 3. Well, let's move all the way over 3. Oh, and then I got to move 3 again. Never mind. Let's move 1 and then move 3. And then what the hey? We'll flip 2 to our left. And okay, that's an S, and 1 to our right. That's not an S. Okay, so one of these 2 we need. That one we don't. That one we don't. Now this will tell us about these pretty much right away. But I already kind of hate this card, so we'll simplify things. Get rid of that one for one of our 2 replacements. And put in this very simple one that forces me to swap some face-down cards, which won't matter if they're not S's. Okay, so I'm going to flip both of these, find out where the S is. All right, so there we go. We know where all 4 of our S's. 3 in the direct middle, at least currently, and 1 on the extreme left where we need to end. Then I can move 1 or 3. Well, let's just go here. Hide that, and we are swapping 2 cards, but since neither of them has an S, we don't care. And here, I'm not 100% sure, but let's slot that card in, see what happens. I think I actually want to flip over this one and leave these, because I'm kind of planning to mess with them, so now I can move 1 or 3. Let's move 1, and then we'll do this one. We'll pick to the right, do that, and then we got to move 2. So I guess we can go back here, do that, and then we have to swap 2 cards, but we can't. All right, let's draw a card. Oh, man. Okay, so, yeah, we got 2 turns left. This seems like it'll be challenging. We have 1 swap left, and don't forget we have to get all the way to the left. I don't know. Let's try this one and see what happens. All right, so first I'm going to get both of these cards I don't care about gone, and then I'll move 3 this time, make my way to the left. And then... I guess I'll flip over the S and bring up an unwanted card here. Move 2 again. Okay, but I flip the unwanted card. Flip the unwanted card back down. Then I got to swap 2 cards. I'm about to flip both of these, and I want the S flip. So yeah, let's swap some inconsequential cards. Okay, then I flip. Okay, so now I've got everything except the S right here, and then I can move 1 or not. And sure, let's move 1. So again, that's the 1 card I need at the moment. This is the final turn, so I need to get all 4 S's up, and I need to be O to the side. I can replace a card, because I've only replaced once. But I'm pretty sure, I actually think I've got an easy finish here if I just add that at the end. Let's see if this works out how I think. So I'm just going to kind of like stick to the left side. Let's say that I flip just this that I want. Then whenever I have a move, I'm just going to move to the left, do nothing. So then this one, I think I'm going to have it do nothing. Okay, I'm going to pick to go to the left where it won't reach. Then I flip the one I want back upside down to swap 2 face down cards. We'll just do some stuff I don't care about. But then we'll flip this one and the nothing card here. I'll choose not to move. And then, yes, okay, I was right. Flip both of those, move, boom. I think we got it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 S's, nothing else. We're on the left at the dock. We actually only replaced 1 card in the entire game. And there you go. That is Fishing Lessons. So what are my impressions of the game? Let's talk through a few things. First of all, though I know it might not matter to a lot of people, I appreciate, in the end it's an abstract game, but I like the details they have for the theme, that they have like little stories about each of the characters and how they're feeling about their family member being gone. And each of the lesson cards has a picture of them and like a little quote of how they taught you to fish. Again, like it's totally kind of extra on top of the actual mechanical gameplay, but it's a really nice, pretty touch. And I think the art is attractive and kind of the overall design of the game is nice. So I appreciate that. Secondly, I think the variety in the characters is pretty cool. It does feel pretty different to, for example, play as Arya versus Jaden versus like Carter, where you need a whole bunch of different things. And some of them make it feel more like you're hunting for certain fish. Other ones you just kind of go at it with a hammer. So I like that for a very easy way to change up the gameplay simply. And then kind of the core aspect of the game, the programming. I like programming games quite a lot. I like Mechs vs. Minions, Space Alert, Quirky Circuits. Now this one is, of course, quite a bit simpler, but it can get pretty puzzly. One slight, I guess kind of complaint, or just feature, I'll say, is that I often don't worry too much about the program when I'm playing, especially on hard mode at least, until like the last 2 or 3 turns, because there's so many factors that I just can't really foresee. So I really feel like the puzzle kind of crystallizes in the last 2 turns or so, which is when I need to figure out exactly how to get things where I need them. Maybe that's just my brain, and other people will be able to plan further ahead. And of course, on easy or medium difficulty, where you can win ahead of that final turn, it's not the same thing. But I think it's just something to be aware of. I think the programming choices are less consequential until you get into those final nitty-gritty turns where you have to kind of nail things down. But I do like the variety offered in the choices of those difficulty settings, and you can kind of mix and match. Because, for example, starting on the dock and then having to return to it already makes easy and normal mode a bit more interesting, because it's not as simple as just getting the stuff done and you finish. You need to actually have that kind of lateral movement back. And then taking away how many times you can replace cards, because especially on easy settings, you can sometimes just have a single card each time and really exercise extreme control over what you're doing, and that can make it a lot simpler. Same thing on medium. So having those limitations on replacements and forcing you to kind of get a more complex line of programs, I think is pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I'll compare this favorably to Rove, another button shy one I covered recently that I really love. I slightly prefer Rove to this one, but I think both of them have a lot of charm. Both of them offer a fun, light, but still challenging puzzle. And if you like programming games, like I said, Mechs vs. Minions, Space Alert, any of those, I think this is well worth checking out. Fishing Lessons from Button Shy Games. You can go to the crowdfunding page right now and see what you think. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.